Hello, and welcome back to the Draw Fair to Green podcast. This week, we had the Grant Thornton Invitational and the Alfred Dunhill Championship over on the DP World Tour. We're going to start with the Grant Thornton Invitational. So that is a mixed team event with one PGA Tour Pro and one LPGA Tour Pro. They make teams of two. There are 16 teams in this competition. Each round is a different format. If you want to learn more about that, go check out our article on Fair to Green previewing this tournament. As well as the recap article that I wrote that is up there as well. In the winner's circle this week was Andrew Novak and Lauren Coughlin. Andrew Novak, the 32nd ranked player in the world on the men's side. Lauren Coughlin is the 20th ranked women golfer in the world on the LPGA Tour side. For them, they were leading coming into the day. They lost the lead on the front nine. They really didn't struggle on the front nine, just a mediocre 3 under. And in team event with these pros, 3 under is losing strokes. If you're not shooting 5, 6 under, you're not going to really have much of a shot. So on the back nine, it started to pick up. The team of Denny McCarthy and Nelly Corder took the lead at 24 under. Joining them was Michael Brennan and Charlie Hall. They caught up to 24 under as well after getting hot kind of in the back half of the front nine, and then a couple birdies early on the front nine. And then Andrew Novak and Lauren Coughlin finally started to get it going. They made more birdies on the back nine. They tied the lead on the 13th hole. They then made back-to-back birdies on the 14th and 15th hole to take a 2-shot lead. The 17th hole, another birdie, and then finally on the 18th hole, they clinched it with a birdie for a 3-shot victory. For them, again, great team event. It's great to see these PGA Tour and LPGA Tour players play together. A yearly event. They play down at the Tiburon Golf Course in Naples, where the LPGA hosts their Tour Championship. So the women in this field kind of have a little preview from the course, so hopefully they're helping out their partners. Lauren Coughlin has won 2 times on PGA Tour, yet this is her highest career payday at $500,000. So again, good for her. Great. Nice little check to end the year. I know her previous record for her check was, I think, $460,000 from the Evian Championship this year. For Andrew Novak, he's just kind of becoming this pair team Tiger Woods greatest team player ever. Maybe this past year, for those who follow the PGA Tour, the Zurich Classic down in New Orleans is a team event as well. He won that with Ben Griffin this year, and now he wins this year. This event, the Grant Thornton, with Lauren Coughlin. So he's really good at this team golf. Maybe should have been a pick on the Ryder Cup if he was this good. I know he was kind of probably one of the last people out. But again, good for him. I think he made a joke heading into the final round Sunday that he was trying to complete the career Grand Slam of team events. Again, very cool event. They beat 3 teams by 3 shots, so they kind of pulled away down at the end. But again, with that event, that kind of wraps up the PGA Tour and LPGA Tour season till the beginning of January, where the men's side will start down in Hawaii at the Sony Open, and the women will start in Orlando for the Hilton Grand Vacation Championship down in Florida. Those are going to be the second week in January. Again, the men usually start at the Century Tournament Champions down in Hawaii, but that is canceled due to lack of water at that course. Over on the DP World Tour, we had the Alfred Dunhill Championship. And again, another exciting finish over on the European Tour. I feel like Brian and I have said this every week, that the finishes the last couple of months since after the PGA Tour Championship has been great. Another playoff, again, I don't know how many that is, but it's happening all the time, which just makes for really good, entertaining golf, especially right before. They're kind of in that wave of right before football starts. There's no really PGA Tour event or LPGA Tour event happening yet either, so they kind of get prime coverage on Golf Channel. So you kind of wake up on Sunday, put some coffee on, drink some coffee. If you like golf, you turn it on. And again, they're playing in cool places. This week they were down in South Africa, so it was a cool golf course to watch, cool golf tournament to see. Jaden Shaper won in a playoff hole over Sean Norris, both South African golfers. For Shaper, this is his first career win. He's a 24-year-old from South Africa, so to win in your home country, your first career win is great. Norris is actually the defending champ. he won here last year. He made a great comeback on Sunday. He shot a final round 62 to set the clubhouse lead at 16 under. Shaper, who was coming into the day second behind Eugenio Chichara, who kind of faltered off and shot a 70 on the day, so he missed the playoff by one shot. But for Shaper, the moment of the round was his chip on the 16th hole, chip in for birdie. He makes 2 more birdies going in, so he birdies 3 of his last 5 holes to get in the playoff. And if the chip in on 16 wasn't the shot of the turn for him, the bunker shot he hit on the playoff hole, so they went back and played the 18th hole. It's a par 5. Norris steps up, hits his perfect in the fairway, in the middle of the fairway, and sets up Shaper. Shaper goes and hits his into the fairway bunker again. So you're thinking advantage Norris. Norris hits his second shot to the middle of the green, about 30 feet. Good shot. Put the pressure on Shaper, forcing him to get a good shot because Norris is in there close. He's at least going to 2-putt for birdie. Shaper gets into the bunker, and he takes a hybrid, which, again, one of the hardest shots in golf has to be a hybrid out of the sand. I mean, the lip wasn't crazy high. He picked it clean. He hits it 3 inches at least. It lands 3 inches from the hole, takes a big bounce, and goes off the green. But not too far off. He's about 15, 20 feet, and he has a putt at it. Norris misses his. Shaper comes up, drains the eagle putt for the win. For the 24-year-old who had a chance to win this tournament a couple of years ago but lost to Christian Bezuidenhout. Again, to win the first time in your home country is great. Last week he finished runner-up at the Nedbank Golf Championship, also in South Africa. So he's starting the season off really well. I mean, a second place and a win. Again, with those 10 PGA Tour cards available every year to the top 10 players on the DP World Tour who don't have exempt, getting off to a good start, especially when some of these bigger name players aren't playing. So you're facing, to be honest, lesser competition. If you can just go on a run of winning multiple times or getting high finishes, again, a second and a first is going to vault you up those standings and give you a lot of points. Plus just the confidence going into the rest of the year, knowing, hey, I've won here, I've won on this tour, I've competed, I've finished runner-up. I think that's great for Shaper. Again, great stuff over there. Congrats to him. Lauren, Coughlin, Andrew Novak. All right, great wins. As we wrap up, the last thing we're going to talk about is PGA Tour QSchool. So over on the PGA Tour, kind of similar to LPGA Tour last week that we talked about, they have QSchool. They go through multiple stages of it, and this was the final stage down in Ponte Vedra, Florida, at TPC Country Club and the Pete Dye Country Club. So unfortunately, this year, I think last year as well, they made changes to who makes or who gets PGA Tour cards. Usually it's top 5 in ties. Like last week for the LPGA, it was top 25 in ties. So I think 31 women earned their LPGA Tour. Again, go check out our article on the 31 women who clinched their LPGA Tour card over on fairwaygreen.com. Check it out. It goes into in-depth to who's a first-timer, who's a rookie, all that. So it's great. Go check it out. But this year, again, we've talked about in the past, the PGA Tour has started to cut down on how many tour cards they give. Again, they went from 125 to 100 this year. They're only giving the Korn Ferry Tour only 20 and not 25 like they have in the past. The DP World Tour, them getting 10, that's a newer incentive, so you're getting some in that. But this used to be top 5 in ties as well. This year, it's top 5, so you top 5 players no matter what get a card depending on was there going to be playoff or not. And this year there was no playoff. AJ Ewert won, so he got his PGA Tour card. Again, he is a first-time PGA Tour rookie, so he'll be on the PGA Tour for the first time. Then it was Adam Svensson, Alejandro Tosti, Marcelo Rosso, and Dylan Wu were the other 4 who earned their card. Adam Svensson, PGA Tour winner. Has more than 150 career starts on the PGA Tour. So he regained his card this year. He finished outside the top 100 on the FedEx Cup list, so he had to go through QSchool and earn it that way. And actually, fun fact, him and AJ Ewert, who was the medalist, They are both from Canada, and they are both from Barry University, so they're both alumni from Barry University. So that's kind of just a cool little fun fact about those two. Alejandro Tosti, he's been on the PGA Tour as well. He also this year fell outside of the top 100, so he had to go back to Q School. Didn't do well in the fall. Earned his card again here for the second year in a row at Q School. Dylan Wu, who is a PGA Tour veteran, again, finished outside the top 100. He was actually in a playoff, so him and one other player went to a playoff to determine that fifth and final card, and he made birdie on the first playoff hole to win, to earn his PGA Tour card. And then Marcelo Rozo, he will be a rookie on the PGA Tour. He is 36 years old. He has 4 career starts on the PGA Tour. He has a couple wins on the PGA Tour, Latin America Tour. But again, good for him and Ewert being rookies is going to be tough. Again, they're not in those signature events. None of these 5 players are in the signature events, so it's going to be tough. But again, you put some couple good weeks, you string together good weeks, you should be able to get into the top 100, no problem. But again, these 5 kind of going through this life-changing process, just like the 31 women over on the LPGA Tour last year. It was great. I wish it was more than 5. I wish there was 5 in ties or maybe the top 10, because there's so many good golfers in the world. I know I was reading an article this week that if this rule was in place a couple years ago, Ben Griffin wouldn't have a card. Ben Griffin, who was one of the finalists for PGA Tour Player of the Year this year, we all know his story. He quit golf. He was $17,000 in debt. He was a loan mortgage officer, and someone decided to give him some money to go back to Q School, and he played his way on. He played well, and now he's a 3-time PGA Tour winner. He's a Ryder Cup winner. He's top 15 in the world. So again, I think it's so tough for some of these golfers to make the tour and to keep their card, and now you're just shorting the list of players getting their card. I think it's just tough because there are so many good players on the Korn Ferry Tour and the DP World Tour. I mean, Marco Penge won 3 times on the DP World Tour this year. We're going to finally see him more. I mean, you see it all the time with some of these guys coming over the DP World Tour that we don't know how good they are, and then they show up on the PGA Tour and they win. Same with the Korn Ferry Tour. I know there's 20 Korn Ferry Tour graduates coming, and we'll see how well they do. And last year, I know there was a number of them that lost their card after being on the Korn Ferry, earning it, and then lost it again this year. But again, I think that's more due to the signature events and the elevated events giving kind of an unfair advantage if you're not in them. Again, a tied 5th there is almost better than a win in some of these non-signature events. So again, I know there's been rumors on the PGA Tour schedule that they're thinking of eliminating some of these signature events and reworking the schedule. So that would be exciting. Hopefully it gets the players on a more balanced playing field. Speaking of signature events, I know we talked about the schedule this year and some new events coming, and we finally have a name for the signature event that is going to Trump National Doral in Miami. It is going to be called the Cadillac Championship. So Cadillac becomes a sponsor again of the PGA Tour. I know in the past they've had the World Golf Classics were sponsored by Cadillac. So Trump National Doral will host the Cadillac Championship April 27th to May 3rd. Now, yesterday the PGA Tour announced their Player of the Year and Rookie of the Year awards. The Player of the Year, if there was any doubt, which I don't think there was, is Scottie Scheffler. This is his 4th consecutive year he's won. He is now only the second person to do that. The other person, Tiger Woods, from 1999 to 2003. So he joins elite company. This is voted on by peers. So the fellow PGA Tour players vote on this. I know the LPGA Tour, they have a point system based on where you finished in terms and stuff. For the PGA Tour, it is all voting based. And the Rookie of the Year is Alrick Potgieter. He won the Rocket Mortgage Classic. He was also in a playoff down in Mexico at the Vedanta Open, where he lost in a playoff. So he was one of 5 rookies to win this year. He's also the 3rd South African golfer to win this, joining Ernie Els and Trevor Immelman as the only other 2 South African players to win Rookie of the Year. For Potgieter, he was also the only rookie to qualify at the FedEx Cup playoffs. He wasn't the best player. He only made 8 cuts in 20 starts, but in those 8 events, he had a win. He had a second place finish, like I said, and another tied 6 at the Charles Schwab Challenge. Again, young player, the farthest hitter on tour. He was the longest driver distance this year, outdoing Rory McIlroy. He should be a good player for this President's Cup team and this next President's Cup coming up here in September of 2026. It'll be interesting to see how much he plays. If he does play, again, he's a long hitter. He still needs to work on some things. In that Rocket Mortgage Classic, he was pretty good down the stretch. Over in the Vedanta World Mexico Open, he kind of struggled with some of his wedge game and putting. So again, just as most of the long hitters have struggled, Dustin Johnson was not great with wedges. Rory McIlroy not great with his wedges. Now they're both great wedge players. So again, that's just something for him to work on. But again, I think the sky's the limit for him, and he should be a mainstay for this President's Cup team for the next coming years. Again, he beat out Carl Phillips, who won a PGA Tour event this year. As well as William Mao, Stephen Fisk, Michael Brennan. Those are the other 4 finalists for Rookie of the Year. They all won an event. Michael Brennan, obviously, he's only made 5 or 6 starts on the PGA Tour, so the fact that he was up for this award is crazy. But, I mean, you win your first event on a sponsor's invite, you get that. Stephen Fisk, he won down at the Sanderson Farms in Mississippi this fall. William Mao won at the ISCO Championship in Kentucky earlier in August. And then Carl Phillips, he won at the Puerto Rico Open, one of the opposite field events, again, in his first start as a pro. Scottie Scheffler, like I said, he beat out Ben Griffin, like we talked about earlier, who had 3 wins. Rory McIlroy, who had 3 wins. Tommy Fleetwood, he only had the 1 win, but again, probably coming off the best year of his career. Multiple top 5 finishes, was great in the Ryder Cup, has had a couple chances to win over on the DP World Tour. So Scottie Scheffler, again, 4 years in a row. Will he make it 5? At this point, most people would say probably yes, because he's just been the best golfer. But we'll see. I know some other people, I'm sure Rory McIlroy will have a say in that again. Again, both players have been great the last couple of years. Again, voted on by the players, so there's really not much controversy. If if the other players on the tour think you're the best player, then so be it. This week in the golf world, we have 2 events. We have first the PNC Championship, which is an event where an LPGA or PGA Tour major champion plays in a tournament, usually with a family member, and they go play in a modified scramble format. It's, again, limited field, not many. I think there's 16 or 20 players in the field. Usually Tiger Woods and Charlie Woods have been in it the last couple of years. This year, due to Tiger Woods' back injury, he will not be in it. So some just notable people. You have Gary Woodland and Dan Woodland. You have Trevor Immelman and his son. You got Fred Couples and a family member. You have Nellie Corder and her dad. You have Annika Sorenstam and her son. So just to name a few, that's over on NBC, the Golf Channel. Check that out. And then the other tournament this weekend is the AfrAsia Bank Mauritius Open over on the DP World Tour. This is a tournament in Africa. Not the biggest field, not the biggest names. Ryan Gerard, PGA Tour player, he's in the field. Jaden Shaper, who just won last week and who's played well the last 2 weeks, he's in the field. Dylan Fratelli, former PGA Tour winner, he's in the field. And again, Eugenio Ciccaro, who former LIV golfer, now on the DP World Tour, he's also in the field. So that is over on the DP World Tour. Like I said earlier, PGA and LPGA Tour events are pretty much done till the beginning of January. Till their season kicks off for the 2026 season. So, again, light week in the world of golf. Again, still good tournaments. The PNC Championship's always a good watch. Always fun to see where these players are, especially the young family members, kind of where they are from year to year. And then, again, the DP World Tour, if this event is like any of the rest that have been happening in this fall, again, check it out. There's usually a tight finish over there. Can't think of many runaway finishes on that tour in the last couple of months. So, again, go check it out. They are in Africa, so it's going to be a really cool golf course. Again, the times are going to be different, so you may have to wake up a little early. But go check that out and the PNC Championship out, as well as our website, Fairway Green. Again, look on our website. We have reviews of the tournaments. We have previews of the tournament. We have articles about the newest PGA and LPGA Tour members as well. Again, check out our Instagram. Go look at the content there. Again, on YouTube, subscribe, comment, like on this video as well. And as long as you're there, go to the podcast, wherever you get your podcast, Spotify, Apple, wherever else. Give us a review. Follow the show. As we wrap up this year, we're going to be taking a little break here for the holidays. So, again, you probably won't hear from us for a couple weeks. So we won't be on next week, and we won't be on the week after that. So look out for us around the first week of January, around January 5th, January 6th, somewhere in there. We'll start to preview those first couple events on the LPGA and PGA Tour, and as well as go over any news that happens in the next couple of weeks. We'll see maybe more some schedule things, some contract stuff, anything like that. Any news, we'll discuss that. So again, happy holidays. Enjoy time with family, relax, reset, and we'll see you next year in 2026.